Welcome back to Arize. For this session, we're going to be experimenting with our prompt playground. For your prompt playground, you're going to want to integrate with any of the LLM providers that you're using. So if you have an OpenAI integration, an Azure, Google, AWS integration, you can add those via API key. I've already added in my OpenAI API key, so now I can start experimenting with my prompt playground. Once I go back to my space, I can click on the model I want to start experimenting with. And I can either go to my LLM traces, like my performance over time, or go to my performance tracing on the side. There's a few places where you'll have access to the prompt playground. You might have seen this in a few different videos where we've briefly gone through that prompt playground is very similar to prompt engineering, but doing it in real time. So you have your original template where, given the context of two retrieval documents and based on frequently asked questions from our users, use your query and the instructions to answer the imposed query. For the instructions can be found here, which are do not deviate from retrieved context. So previously with RAG use cases, that retrieval augmented generation, you want your LLM to not focus on any previous information, so information it had been trained on. You want it to focus on only the provided relevant documents. Here you can see the user query. Can I update my predictions or features on Arize? And then you have the retrieved documents that I got. So essentially this is finding the two most relevant retrieved documents and using that to answer the question. Here's where you can start playing around with the LLM parameters. So you have your provider, OpenAI, you have the LLM model. So I can change out any of these models currently offered via my API key. The role, the max tokens, your temperature. So if you want it to hallucinate less, maybe setting the temperature to 0, and then penalties as well. This gives a bit more information about your original LLM parameters, and then the variables are anything that you can also change out and edit. The query is the only thing being provided from the user. The instructions are via your prompt template, and then these are your retrieved documents. So now we're seeing our constructed prompt, our original response. So if the question is, can I update my predictions or features on Arize? Our response is yes, you can update your predictions or features on Arize by uploading prediction values corresponding to your actuals. Now this is good, but maybe I want to add some additional information. So if they have additional questions, they can reach out to Arize support, and they can reach out for the Arize community Slack. So direct the user, if they have additional questions, to ask them in the Arize community Slack channel. All right. And I think I'll just stick with that for now. Let's run the template. All right, so now we get the same general response. Yes, you can update your predictions and features. If you previously logged prediction, you can do that. And now you can also view your features. So this is a more detailed response. Maybe I want to also see how it will go with GPT-4. And note the run times on these may be a slight variation. The larger the model, the more complex the model, that might change some of the answers that we see. Here we are seeing a bit more information, but we do see at the bottom here using the GPT-4 models. If you have further queries, we encourage you to ask them in the Arize community Slack channel along with the full response.